You didn't ask to be surrounded by insecurity, but you were. These people were so threatened by your inner peace and confidence that they tried everything to make you doubt yourself. They were battling demons you had nothing to do with, and instead of healing themselves, they tried to dump their emotional garbage onto you. The irony? They called you the problem while dragging their unresolved issues into your space. It was projection, pure and simple. They brought their inner filth to your doorstep and then got mad when you took out the trash. You weren't going to let their envy, self-hate, and bitterness take root in your life. You saw it clearly, and you refused to be infected by their brokenness. That's strength, that's growth. These weren't just random strangers. Some of them were people you once loved. Family, old friends, people you gave multiple chances. And yet they continued to twist the knife. But instead of retaliating, you distanced yourself. You elevated. You cleaned your energy. Now they sit behind screens, watching, wondering how someone they once ridiculed is now flourishing. You were healing in silence while they were laughing loudly. But that silence birthed strength. You weren't wasting your time like they were. You were aligning with your purpose. They didn't see the work you put in, the shadow work, the healing, the discipline. And now that the fruits are blooming, they can't stand the view. They underestimated you. They thought you'd always stay down, always tolerate their drama. They thought your kindness was weakness. But you have a fire inside you that doesn't tolerate foolishness anymore. You became selective with your energy, and now they're mad they don't have access. Let them be mad. That's not your burden. The truth is their anger isn't about you. It's about the fact that you remind them of what they could have been if they'd done the work. Your elevation is a mirror to their stagnation. They're not upset at your glow. They're upset that they dimmed theirs. These same people thought they were better than you because of superficial reasons, appearance, status, background. But the universe doesn't reward surface level. It rewards heart, character, consistency, energy. And you've been aligned with truth the whole time. That's why you're up now. Don't feel guilty for moving forward. You did your part. You gave them chances. You showed love even when they showed hatred. But some people only value what they've lost. Now they want your energy back, not because they've changed, but because they see what it does. They're upset because you're not entertaining chaos anymore. You're not available for gossip. You're not accessible to the low vibration, and you shouldn't be. You're protecting your peace like it's sacred, because it is. You've learned that not everyone deserves a seat at your table, no matter how long they've known you. They're drowning in the mess they created, and now they want you to save them. But when you tried to help before, they slapped away your hand. Now they have to face the storm they created. Let them. That's their lesson to learn. You've been elevated for a reason. You're aligned for a reason. You're not operating out of ego, you're operating out of alignment. And alignment offends those who live in disorder. That's why they're bitter. That's why they whisper. That's why they can't stop watching. You are not the same person they tried to break. You've evolved. They were so busy underestimating you that they missed your transformation. And now it's too late. They can't come where you're going. Not everyone is meant to join your next chapter, and that's okay. You see, some people loved the version of you that tolerated disrespect, that sat silently while they talked down on you, that watered yourself down so they could feel big. But that version is gone. You've stepped into your power, and now they're left talking to your shadow. Don't be surprised if they start mimicking your glow. People copy what they can't destroy. You've become a blueprint, an example, and that's not your fault. It's the consequence of authenticity. You didn't fake anything. What they see is real, and that's what terrifies them. Your worth doesn't decrease because they failed to see it. Your royalty doesn't fade because they refuse to acknowledge it. You've always been chosen, always been radiant. It's just that now your light is too bright for their dim spaces. You are not responsible for how others mishandled you. That's their karma to carry. You're not responsible for their healing either. You are responsible for protecting your own peace and continuing to rise. That's your mission now. They thought your silence meant defeat, but it was really preparation. The same mouths that tried to degrade you are now forced to watch you rise, and that's the sweetest justice. Not because you sought revenge, but because elevation is the best response to betrayal. So let them hate, let them talk. You've got better things to do, like continue thriving, building, healing, and walking in your light. You're not for everybody, and you were never meant to be. You're for purpose, you're for destiny, and that means setting boundaries like a warrior, protecting your space like royalty, refusing to dim your light for people who prefer darkness. Keep rising. Your presence is proof that self-love, healing, and spiritual alignment will always win. And now repeat this prayer with me. In the name of God, I affirm today that I am divinely protected from the bitterness, projections, and envy of others. No opinion formed in confusion can disrupt the peace I carry. I no longer shrink to soothe discomfort, nor do I contort myself to be palatable to those who never intended to understand me. I walk boldly in my truth, knowing that my light may offend, but it was never meant to be dimmed. I give thanks for the strength that allowed me to release what no longer served my spirit. Let my energy remain clear, my space sacred, and my boundaries firm. I do not owe explanations for my elevation. I do not apologize for choosing peace, solitude, or stillness. Every version of me that chose healing over chaos deserves to be honored, not questioned. I now release all feelings of guilt tied to outgrowing people, places, or roles that no longer resonate with my soul. I send compassion to those who may not understand my evolution, and I pray that those who hate me find their own healing, even from afar. I carry no malice, but I also carry no burden that was never mine to hold. Freedom begins with the refusal to carry resentment. I choose peace over drama, clarity over confusion, and growth over stagnation. I ask for continual discernment to know who is meant to walk beside me and who was only ever sent to test my direction. May I no longer open my heart to distractions disguised as destiny. Let my circle be pure, let my table be sacred, and let every interaction honor the truth of who I am. And so it is. I affirm my divine right to protect my energy and honor my worth without guilt, shame, or hesitation. I walk forward with peace in my spirit, power in my steps, and alignment in every breath. In the name of God, I move without fear. I trust the path ahead, I release the past, and I rest in the knowing that I am walking exactly where I'm meant to be. Amen.